You don't need to be an engineer to understand the backbone of your house. Beams, columns, and footings. These are what hold your dream home together. But what are they? How do they work? And what are the warning signs if something goes wrong? Let's take a look. Welcome to our channel, where we take the confusion out of construction so you can build your dream home with confidence. In this video, we discuss the 3 structural elements that every house needs. And if you stick around until the end, we'll tell you the structural red flags to watch out for. So, what are structural elements? Structural elements are like the skeleton of your house. They carry all the load from your roof to the floor. Without them, your house can sag, crack, or even collapse. These structural elements transfer the loads from the building to the ground in a safe and engineered manner. Let's start with the basics. Footings are the base of the structural elements. Usually, concrete blocks poured under columns. Their job is to spread the weight of your house into the ground. The size of the footing depends on the soil condition and the load it needs to carry. Generally, the more weight a footing needs to support, the wider and deeper it needs to be. The next structural element is columns. They sit on top of the footing and carry the weight of the slabs and beams above. Think of columns as the vertical pillars of your house. Without properly spaced and reinforced columns, your house loses its integrity and can collapse. Most of the time, columns are made of concrete, but they can also be made of steel in some cases. Now, let's talk about beams. Beams connect the columns and carry loads from the floors or roofs. There are different types of beams in a house. For example, lintel beams, which go above windows or doors, tie beams at the bottom of the floor or roof, and slab beams that support a concrete slab. The way beams work is by transferring the loads they receive from the floors or roofs to the columns through the footing. A beam acts like a bridge, taking the weight and distributing it to the ends. In a well-built house, the beams are properly connected to the columns, allowing the structure to function as a strong skeleton. So now you know the basic structural elements of a house and how they work together. It's important to understand that these elements are interconnected. The beams and columns rely on each other to transfer the loads to the ground. If one part of the structure fails, it can cause a domino effect, leading to potential catastrophic damage. When we build a house, we have to follow strict engineering principles to ensure that the structural elements are properly designed and constructed. This includes conducting soil tests to determine the load-bearing capacity of the ground, creating detailed structural drawings, and using the right materials and reinforcement. But what happens when things go wrong? Well, let's talk about some structural red flags to watch out for. First, misaligned columns. You see, columns should be perfectly vertical. If they're leaning or not in line with each other, it means that the structure isn't stable. Next, under-reinforced beams. The beams need enough steel reinforcement to handle the loads they're designed to carry. If there's not enough reinforcement, the beams could fail, causing the floors or ceilings to collapse. And finally, no tie beams. Tie beams are crucial for stability, especially in areas with seismic activity. If your house doesn't have tie beams and experiences an earthquake, it could lead to severe damage. Additionally, a weak footing size can also pose a serious risk to your home's structural integrity. If the footings aren't wide and deep enough, the weight of the house could cause them to fail, leading to cracks in the foundation and walls. If you notice any of these red flags in your own home, don't ignore them. It's essential to contact a qualified structural engineer for an inspection and advice. Remember, your home is one of the most significant investments you'll ever make, so don't hesitate to invest in regular maintenance and inspections to keep it in top condition. By understanding the structural elements of your house and the warning signs of potential problems, you can take proactive steps to protect your home and ensure the safety of you and your family. Now go ahead and download our free guide, Simplified Structural Guide for Homeowners. We cover everything from foundations to framing in simple terms with clear illustrations. It's the perfect resource for anyone who wants to learn more about their home's structure without the technical jargon. Simply click the link in the description below and get ready to build your dream home with confidence. Thanks for watching.